from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 10.
President Trump says the war in Iran is over and a peace deal between the two countries is complete. With the news breaking today, we're now hearing from one Nebraska lawmaker, Senator Deb Fischer, sharing her thoughts on social media after the announcement, praising the president's work. She highlights the ability of negotiating through American strength, while also saying, quote, "I am praying for a resolution that ends Iran's nuclear threat and ushers in a new era of peace and stability for the region." Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for staying up late with us on this Sunday night. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. This war coming to a close now after more than 3 months of fighting. The president says the agreement includes opening the Strait of Hormuz immediately and ending America's naval blockade. ABC's Allison Kosick has the details on what's next.
After a day of uncertainty following Israeli airstrikes in Beirut, President Trump announcing a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran has been reached. The president posting on social media, "The deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow." President Trump's comments coming after Pakistan's prime minister announced the deal. Earlier in the day, at least 3 people were killed and 6 others wounded after Israel struck Hezbollah targets in Beirut, which President Trump said shouldn't have happened. But despite that, the Trump administration expressed confidence the deal would go through.
The Iranians are incredibly difficult negotiators, coupled with the fact that they're having a very hard time getting guidance from their supreme leader, and they're not always on the same page within their team.
Details of the nuclear portion have yet to be established. A former Israeli senior military intelligence officer tells ABC's Martha Raddatz he's doubtful Prime Minister Netanyahu would support the agreement.
They say that it's going to deal with the nuclear problem and that Iran has promised not to produce or acquire a nuclear weapon.
Well, we've known the Iranians for many years. You don't really believe that the fact that they promised or they signed something is worth anything.
Now the question is whether this deal can hold. Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
Of course, this war ending is good news for consumers around the world. With the developments today, the oil market responding and prices dropping immediately. What could that mean for you at the gas pump? Wake up with Channel 8 and Andrew Ward tomorrow morning. He's going to be breaking down the gas report, which is released every Monday morning. And we could finally be getting a good indication of when drivers could start seeing some relief. Wake up with us tomorrow morning on Channel 8 at 5, 6, and 11 a.m. Right now, Husker Nation mourning the heartbreaking loss of a legend.
Well, just be consistent and continue to do the things you know that you need to do. The thing I appreciate about you is you're open to listening, and you don't treat me like somebody that doesn't know anything, or you don't treat Tom like he doesn't know anything. And I really appreciate that, but just stay the course.
That advice from former Husker assistant coach George Darlington. Today, Nebraska Athletics confirming his death. The longest-serving assistant coach in Husker football history has now died at the age of 87. Nebraska mourning the loss of George Darlington. Our sports anchor Jake Holman joins us live here in the studio now. Jake, he was a big part of the program for a lot of big moments. Some sad news to hear of his passing.
Yeah, absolutely, Mackenzie. Just a Husker legend in every sense of the word. He was a huge piece to 3 national championships at his time here in Nebraska. But according to the university, as you mentioned, he passed away this morning at the age of 87. Darlington was a Nebraska assistant for 30 seasons from 1973 to 2002, serving as an assistant longer than any coach in the history of Cornhusker football. Here he was just 9 months ago, chatting with head coach Matt Rule. He was the only assistant who was on staff for the entirety of Tom Osborne's 25 years as head coach. Following his Nebraska career, Darlington served as an assistant coach at Marshall, Louisiana Tech, Southeast Missouri State, and San Diego before retiring in 2010. Now, beyond his Husker football coaching success, Darlington also impacted Nebraska for decades by teaching a football 101 class, both during his coaching career and continuing after retirement. For now, reporting here in studio, Jay Cohen, Channel 8 Sports.
All right, thank you for that, Jake. New tonight, downtown businesses turning a challenging summer into a chance to connect. The first ever summer social, bringing local businesses together today. It comes as a way to strengthen relationships, especially as some are feeling the effects of construction across the city. Channel 8's Emma Norwood has the story after speaking with some of those businesses today. Emma?
In downtown Lincoln, the first summer social is here.
Come on out to Muchachos. 12 to 4 today. Come support some local artists.
Local businesses using this event to build relationships and get some extra buzz. A few of the vendors tell me construction across the capital city is creating some obstacles. But instead of competing for customers, many of them are finding strength in partnerships.
I think definitely with foot traffic, that kind of helps a lot. I was kind of worried, with construction and stuff that people wouldn't want to come downtown, but you see all the businesses still open. And I seen a sign on one of the fences and it said, businesses still welcome you in construction. And I think that just kind of shows like they're still going to show up and show out and still support the community.
The owner of Muchachos coming up with the idea to create an environment where everyone can thrive, proving the downtown business community is much larger than any one store or restaurant.
Really wanted to make sure that vendors, small, large, whoever, were still being taken care of. And we really are community based at Muchachos. And so it's really important for us to take care of our community.
The day showing just how supportive the community is with standing room only inside Muchachos.
Selling out in 39 minutes was not necessarily in my plan for any of this. I regret not being able to make more at one time, but everything's made in small batches. I had an inkling that it was going to happen because I've seen a lot of great response.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Well, time to talk weather now. Let's send things on over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. Dom?
Hey, Mackenzie, just a beautiful close to the weekend here. In fact, close to top 10 day potential here in southeastern Nebraska as we take a look at your high temperatures first. 76 going down in the record book here for your high in Lincoln, 77 in Beatrice, 74 in Grand Island, and the lower to mid 70s really across the majority of the state. Lots of blue skies out there. A little bit breezy though. We had a stronger wind out of the north and west, and for that I think I'm going to keep it at just beyond top 10 day, but it certainly was close out there. Much better than your record high for the day, by the way. 101 degrees set back in 1987. So thank goodness we were nowhere close to that. Clear skies here in your Barry Law camera looking over downtown Lincoln. Temperatures right now in the low 60s under mostly clear skies. We've got a few upper level clouds out there, but it's a quiet close then to the weekend. Temperatures across the state in the 60s and a few of us down already into the 50s. And we saw a light shower or two trying to get going here just to the west of Columbus, but for the majority of us, we're staying dry. I'd be surprised if most of that is making its on to the ground. And as we take a look then to your Monday forecast, upper 50s then as we head out the door and ultimately on the way to the low 80s. So we'll be a little bit warmer as a westerly wind is going to bring some warmer air off the higher elevations, and that's going to set us up. Still a pretty nice day out there. Winds will be a little lighter as well. So we'll have more details on just how long the cooler and drier conditions are going to last coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Dom. New developments tonight as firefighters gain ground on the South Fork fire. Crews will have much better weather conditions to fight the flames. Wind limiting their efforts yesterday, pushing the flames into some already scorched areas. Containment is at 42%, which is the same as yesterday. But officials say now they're making some good progress along the southern edge of the fire near Crawford and Fort Robinson. Crews working to secure fire lines and extinguish any hotspots, but they're also closely watching for the threat of rekindling. You can see the map here of where the flames have spread so far. Over the next several days, they say the weather will progressively start getting worse for firefighters.
Trying to keep this footprint as small as possible and working direct and heading down. This piece here is looking really good. We don't have containment on it yet, but we do have line around it, and as we start to get mop up on the edge, it's going to look better and better.
Progress has been steady, but that fire weather watch goes into effect tomorrow with warmer and drier conditions in the region. The fire is now at over 32,000 acres. They've got more than 560 personnel helping to stop the spread. We've got a lot more news to come, including isolation ending. Hear from one of the people exposed to the hantavirus as his time comes to a close in the quarantine unit. Plus, find out when the cruise ship passengers are free to return to normal life. We'll be right back. Those exposed to the hantavirus outbreak are almost free of quarantine. They're now in the home stretch of the incubation period for the virus, and soon they'll be able to return to normal life. None of the former cruise ship passengers are showing any symptoms right now. Out of the 18 Americans exposed, 8 of them are finishing out their time in the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha. The other 10 are being monitored by their own local and state health departments. It's a 42-day quarantine period, which will end next Monday, the 22nd. That means this is the final full week for these individuals. One man in Omaha says it's taught him a lot.
It's going to be a great memory of my time here in Nebraska through a tough time, but just remembering how nice everyone here has treated me. I have a daily reminder of how nice the people here in Omaha are. I mean, Nebraska nice. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, it is a real thing.
Rosemarin also says the support he's been getting from people across Nebraska is helping to make the long quarantine feel easier, with some cards, gifts, and words of encouragement arriving throughout his stay. Developing now, the NTSB investigating a deadly plane crash in Missouri, leaving a dozen people dead. Here's a look at the crash site today from above. You can see the wreckage there, where authorities have been investigating all afternoon. This small plane going down in a field on Butler Memorial Airport property. It's about 60 miles south of Kansas City. Authorities saying the aircraft didn't make it far after takeoff.
Yeah, it absolutely is a call nobody wants to have on any day.
The Bates County Sheriff says it was a skydiving plane with 11 passengers and a pilot on board. Shortly after lifting off the ground, the plane crashing around 11:30 this morning, killing all 12 people. Officials say some of the passengers were first-time skydivers, and family members saw the crash.
You know, our hearts go out to them. There's nothing we really can say to make it better. We just pray for them and their loved ones and their friends and their family, and hope that they can recover to some sense of normalcy if we can.
Sheriff Anderson says investigators do not believe the crash was criminal in nature. They've ruled out terrorism. The NTSB and FAA will now be leading a thorough investigation into what caused that crash. We'll follow along with the process and bring you any new findings as they're released.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, hopefully everyone got some time to spend outside today, enjoy the nice weather. And if you did, you notice likely not as humid out there in southeastern Nebraska, and that's going to stay for a little bit here too. We got the muggy meter to take a look at those dew points over the next couple of days. We're going to stay at least on the dry side, though it does start to pick up just a little bit here into the humid category as we head throughout the day on Wednesday. That's your next best chances of showers and thunderstorms as we see a little bit more moisture then return to the central plains. And once again, drop it off as we head through Thursday and then Friday into the weekend there. Those dew points will return then back into the 60s. So word of advice, get outside, enjoy the nice weather the next couple of days because it's not going to stick around forever. However, the dry conditions aren't necessarily good news for everyone. We do have a red flag warning that will go in place for portions of the Panhandle tomorrow. That goes into place then at 9 and then at noon and continue until 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So going to keep an eye on the situation out there. Oftentimes with these drier conditions, stronger winds, certainly favorable for fire weather in an area that's already been impacted greatly so far this year. So going to keep them in your thoughts going forward. But as we return then to southeast Nebraska, Shones Roofing camera at South 6th and Perkins Street in Beatrice. Quiet night out there. Temperatures still in the mid 60s. One of the warmer spots here in southeastern Nebraska as we go forward, but not a whole lot of difference in temperatures across the state. It's 61 here in Lincoln, 66 out in Grand Island, 62 down in McCook. And as we take a closer look into southeastern Nebraska, here the Omaha Metro up at 64 degrees, 63 in Nebraska City. Falls City 65 looks to be one of the warmer spots as well on top of Grand Island there at 66. Winds significantly calmer than once we lost that daytime heating. Those calmed down right now out of the north. Light here in the capital city, less than 5 miles per hour. We've seen a few passing upper level clouds and really for the most part though didn't have too bad of an impact. It left for a great sunset though. Really pretty pictures out of that one. If we take a wider look across the state, all these late nights, they kind of get to you when you start working in these newscasts. You're going 11 o'clock. Sometimes the thoughts just don't necessarily work out. But hey, we're here. Let's talk about weather. As we take a closer look at Stormcast going forward, clear skies then for the start of your Monday morning, and likely going to have just lots of sunshine here as we go throughout the rest of your day. And then wrapping things up in the evening, maybe a few more passing clouds, but I think the majority of us on the clear side. Now, as we head through the overnight hours, can't rule out a spot shower, maybe a thunderstorm in far southeastern and south central Nebraska. I think everyone there just to the north of the Beatrice area certainly going to stay on the dry side here for the start of Tuesday. A few more clouds there, but again, I think these next couple of days are going to be fairly pleasant. So if you have any outdoor plans, we should be in the clear there. Temperatures tonight down to the upper 40s to low to middle 50s. Got us at 53 here in Lincoln. We may even get lower than that. Temperatures then in the upper 70s to low 80s here for your Monday forecast. Winds now out of the west tomorrow. That'll help bring in a little bit warmer air than to far southeastern Nebraska. Still in the 80s for Tuesday, but man, Wednesday doesn't, I'm already not looking forward to it. 93, likely hot and humid, ahead of a chance for a shower and thunderstorm. It's kind of a smaller chance for now. Models is kind of not really sure what they want to do with that and the timing of that precipitation, so we'll keep an eye on it going forward. 80s then on Thursday, but back into the 90s as we get ready to head into the weekend. Still got that small chance of precipitation on Father's Day too, so we'll continue to monitor that forecast as well. We'd love to keep most of the rain chances there on Saturday, have plenty of good grilling weather on Sunday. But as always, we'll keep you up to date with the latest forecast.
No, for sure. All right, thank you so much, Dom. Coming up in sports, day 3 of the Men's College World Series. One team now eliminated, plus the passing of a Husker legend and revealing our athlete of the week. A lot to come when we return.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with sports anchor Jake Homan. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome into your sports. So we begin tonight with some heartbreaking news. Longtime Husker football assistant has passed away. According to the University of Nebraska football assistant George Darlington, died this morning at the age of 87. He was an assistant coach for 30 years from 1973 to 2002, serving as an assistant longer than any coach in the history of Cornhusker football. He was also the only assistant on staff for the entirety of Osborne's 25 seasons as head coach. Following his Nebraska career, Darlington served as an assistant coach at Marshall, Louisiana Tech, Southeast Missouri State, and San Diego before retiring in 2010. And well, 8 teams entered the Men's College World Series today, and now only 7 remain. The first elimination game happened today at Charles Schwab Field. Troy taking on Ole Miss. Winner stays alive, loser packs their bags. And the Ole Miss Rebels got up to a great start, 6-2 in the bottom of the 4th. This game is played 9 innings, and the Trojans of Troy know how to fight back, tying this ball game up and then some. The 2-run double in the 7th had Charles Schwab Field shaken. And how about a Blake Cavill sole shot to left center to add some insurance? A combined 26 hits, and this one Troy takes it and survives. Now to the night game, Tar Heels versus the Mountaineers. This was a close one midway through 2-2 ball game. West Virginia, a highlight reel there at third base, getting out at first. 7th inning now, though. Tar Heels take the lead. The dribbler gets through the middle, and they now open up to a 3-run lead, which gives North Carolina a chance to shut the door. Strikeout here by Caleb Dagan, and it does exactly that. North Carolina now 1 win away from the Men's College World Series finals. Your final scores from today: Troy 12, Ole Miss 8. The Trojans pick up their first ever program win, knocking out the Rebels, and North Carolina wins 5-2 versus West Virginia. So now the Trojans and the Mountaineers will meet again on Tuesday. Let's talk some local baseball, checking in on the Royals and the Salt Dogs. Kansas City gets a 4-0 shutout win over Houston, snapping their 4-game skid. And the Salt Dogs on the road at Lake Country, the #1 team in the American Association. The Dock Hounds, though, take that one 5-1. And one Husker baseball player received a special recognition this weekend. Dylan Carey being named the country's best shortstop and making him just the 2nd Husker to ever receive that honor. That's why he's been named our Athlete of the Week.
The following segment is sponsored by Menards.
It is my great honor to announce the recipient of this year's Brooks Wallace Shortstop of the Year Award, Dylan Carey, University of Nebraska.
Nebraska senior Dylan Carey receiving the highest of honors. Carey was named the 2026 Brooks Wallace Award, better known as the top shortstop in all of college baseball. Number 15 had a remarkable senior season, batting .353 with 65 RBIs and 53 runs scored. He also climbed atop the Nebraska leaderboard with the most doubles in program history.
This is such a blessing and something I'll never forget and I'll cherish forever.
But he didn't only attribute on offense. Carey also won Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten, committing just 4 errors all season. Dylan beat out 4 other nominees, including the 2025 award winner, and says he wouldn't have been able to accomplish this without his religion, his family, and the University of Nebraska.
Lastly, I want to thank the University of Nebraska for giving me an opportunity. It's been a blessing. It's been a dream come true to be a Husker. I've been a Husker fan my entire life, so to wear the N 4 years is truly a blessing. So thank you so much, and God bless.
And Carey now is part of Husker history, becoming just the 2nd player ever to win the award.
And that'll do for your sports zone for now. Mackenzie, go ahead and send it back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jake. Stick with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Days on the way here for the start of the work week. Sunny, high temperatures in the low 80s, low humidity the next couple of days too, but the heat, humidity, and the potential chance for a few showers and thunderstorms returns to the forecast then for your Wednesday.
All right, thank you so much, Dom, and thank you all for staying up late with us tonight. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Plan your next game night out or celebrate any milestone with us, because happy hour is even happier when you're winning. Only at Warhorse Casino, minutes from downtown in Lincoln.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Since the 1800s,